Yo guys, what is going on? JPS back with another video, and today we're going to be reacting to secrets of the euro. And this is going to be very relevant to what we're doing in the future because we're going to be visiting Germany, and Germany uses the euro. I have a couple euros with me. I got 20 euros actually, and I'm going to need a lot more based on what you guys have told me about Germany being very cashless with certain vendors. But this should be a good one. This euro feels pretty good. It's a lot smaller, especially in length, than the US bills that I'm used to. But yeah, I know nothing about the euro. I just have 2 euros that I got in my P.O. box a while ago. But yeah, let's get right into it. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let's go.
Prior to 2002, most European countries had their own independent currencies. France had the French franc, Italy had the Italian lira, and Finland had the Finnish marker, to name just a few. It made trade and travel a lot more complicated, as you needed to change your money for each different country, often incurring exchange rates, commissions and fees. What's more, there was often vast disparity between the values of each currency. Whilst the Italian lira banknote stretched all the way up to 500,000, the highest denomination French franc was only 500, so if you were visiting one from the other, it would be very difficult to gauge how much you were actually spending. In practice, it was a nightmare. The case for a shared common currency was therefore an obvious one, and it was an idea that had been talked about and was being worked towards for decades. Without getting into the precise history, the euro as we know it was first introduced for non-cash transactions on New Year's Day 1999, and then the first banknotes and coins on New Year's Day 2002. The only countries that did not adopt the currency were Denmark and the United Kingdom, although there are several other EU countries who don't yet meet the economic criteria, but will make the change once they do. And since those first banknotes were launched in 2002, they've just finished releasing a new and updated.
This is the one I have. So wait, this is an old? Yeah, I have the one top right. So this is an older one, I guess. 2014, yeah.
Series, which this video is going to take a look at. Now,
Okay.
I'm not going to get into any of the pros and cons of the currency, or any of the economic arguments or considerations. Instead, I'm going to approach the euro purely as a banknote collector, as someone who likes shiny and colourful objects with a cool story, not as a critic of the currency itself. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. Now normally I'd go through and talk about each banknote individually, but with the euro it makes much more sense to talk about them collectively. These new notes are known as the Europa series, and they are very much a series, with each denomination just a slight variant on the overall design. Like the previous series, the notes have retained their size, colour and the theme of European architecture. The front of each denomination displays a window or doorway to represent openness and cooperation, whilst the reverse depicts a bridge, symbolising communication. The 5 euro sees a classical architecture style, the 10 Romanesque, the 20 Gothic, the 50 Renaissance, the 100 Baroque, and the 200 a 19th century iron and glass theme. The old 500 note had the theme of modern 20th century architecture, although has been discontinued and is slowly being removed from circulation. Importantly though, none of the specific is slowly being...
There's a 500 euro note. Another thing I wanted to add, I like the way the euro, like all these designs look. They're very simple. They're not trying to do too much, which sometimes with countries' notes, I feel like they're trying to do too much. Like this is just, it's not so simple to the point where it's boring to look at, but it's really nice, and the numbers are super easy to see. I like it a lot. I do like the way the euro looks, and also they're compact. It's not like okay, I like this, yeah. But wow, a 500 euro, that's the biggest bill we have is 100. You guys know that, so $100. Better not lose that. It better go out of circulation, because wow, that's okay.
Had the theme of modern 20th century architecture, although has been discontinued and is slowly being removed from circulation. Importantly though, none of the specific doorways, windows or bridges shown are real. They're fictional designs, intended to represent each of the original members but without unfairly representing one more than the other.
Okay.
Also, like the previous series, the reverse of each note features a map of Europe, although this time including Malta and Cyprus, who have both since joined the Eurozone, as well as a tiny section right in the bottom left to show the Canary Islands and some of France's territories. But that's about it for the similarities. So what exactly has changed? Well, the denomination in the bottom left has been replaced by one in green colour changing ink, making it difficult to replicate. And on the 100 and 200 notes, it even contains tiny euro symbols. There's also a larger holographic strip on the right, this time containing an image of Europa, a figure from Greek mythology after whom the continent was named. Europa can also be seen in the watermark of each note, alongside the denomination and piece of architecture, although admittedly it does kind of resemble a kid's drawing. In terms of other security features, both series are fairly similar. Obviously they all feature the Orion constellation, a group of 5 circles or donuts which can be detected by printers and computer software in order to prevent photocopying. This feature was included on banknotes in secret for many years, until a member of the public first detected it on a 10 euro note, hence the name and the fact that it sort of doesn't really resemble Orion. Under UV light, certain elements of the notes glow to indicate their authenticity, including the stars in the flag and the stars around the architecture, as well as certain sections of the reverse.
Wow.
Tiny glowing flecks are also visible, something they purposely add into the paper, again to show their authenticity. But the new notes have added another really cool security feature in the form of these short diagonal lines on the edges of each note. If you fold the notes round to form a circle, they perfectly line up, indicating that the note is likely genuine, as counterfeiters can have difficulty being so precise with their printing. And these notes have introduced some microprint too, seen in the stars in the middle of the note.
Oh.
If you look extremely closely, you'll see the word euro repeating in 3 different alphabets. Again, something that counterfeiters cannot achieve with inexpensive printers. And what is probably my favourite hidden feature? Each note is secretly a flag of Europe in disguise. How cool is that? However, having said all that, you'd be right to accuse these notes of being boring. They're deliberately plain and devoid of any personality.
That's what I'm saying, but like it exactly. They're simple, but they're still nice. And after seeing all the security features, okay.
Europe is an exceptionally diverse continent,
Especially the
with the
glowing.
finest architecture on the planet, and yet they've opted for fictional designs. But I do understand it.
Okay.
These banknotes are used by an ever-increasing number of countries, and they can't be seen to favour certain ones. And where the banknotes fall short, the coins certainly deliver. The euro coins are arguably the coolest and most collectible in the world. Each country has their own designs, and they can therefore be much more personal. The Colosseum features on the Italian 5 cents, for example, and the Brandenburg Gate on the German 10. And even some countries that aren't EU members have their own coins, such as San Marino and Vatican City. In total, there are more than 300 different designs across the different values and countries, making them an absolute dream for collectors. They most certainly make up for the lack of variation on the banknotes. But if that's still not enough, there are some euro banknotes that are decidedly more interesting. This is a €0, a souvenir note printed on real banknote paper, with real security features and authorised by the European Central Bank. It has a watermark, glows under UV light, and feels and looks exactly as you'd expect a real euro to. And whilst this one features the atomium in Brussels, like the coins, there are literally hundreds of different designs. So whilst the euros themselves might be slightly dull, that's necessary. They're the second most traded currency in the world, and represent such a vast population area. And though they might have sacrificed some infinitely more interesting notes in the process, we got some pretty cool coins out of it, and the euro has undoubtedly made life a lot easier.
Okay. That was a really good video. I feel like I got a good view on the past and the present of the euro. So it seems like we don't have the newest ones. This is kind of like the second generation. I don't know what you would call this, but I'm excited to blow some euros in Europe. I'm really excited, actually, more than really excited. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I appreciate all the comments and suggestions and recommendations and advice on yesterday's video. We're going to have a lot of content leading up to the trip with the itinerary, plans, all types of things. So you guys are going to have a lot of more places to voice your suggestions and things. And I'm sure you guys, someone will have a say on where I go, because I haven't fully decided where I'm going to be in Germany yet. So keep letting me know places to go. Berlin is a given. I mean, Berlin is a given. Of course, I'm gonna be in Berlin, but I want to go to other places, but not to the point where I'm overwhelmed and popping around and never getting to fully see a place. Like I want to spend multiple days in each of the places I'm at, and maybe even several. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.